Hello there, guys. I hope everyone is doing well. And today we will be going over our trophy log, more specifically, the trophy monthly update for May 2023. I have been quite busy recently, especially these past couple of weeks with uni stuff, but now it's clearing up. In the meantime, Serena has been playing a lot of Frostpunk, and she is really close for getting the platinum trophy in that brutal game. You can see just from our little comparison that we do have a few more platinum trophies, and we will also discuss those today, guys. So let's get into it. And where we last left off was with the Just Cause 3 Platinum Trophy. Now, let's continue. The first two here, Frostpunk. Yes, Serena's fully completed the DLC in the last autumn. That means she's completed both of the DLCs, and now she's working towards the base game Platinum Trophy. This is a huge undertaking, guys. The base game is already difficult, and to say that Serena is almost close to the platinum and she has already completed the DLCs is just amazing, man. It's such an accomplishment. It's rated as a 9 out of 10 difficulty game, by the way, on PSN profiles, and that's quite accurate. Yes, I have played Frostpunk. It's not just been Serena, but most it has honestly mostly been Serena. I would probably say 95% of the trophies she has earned. So yes, from the brief time that I've played the game, it is a brutal game. So yeah. Next up, we've got Bloodstained. For those who don't know Bloodstained, it's a spiritual successor to the Castlevania games, and it is probably my favorite Castlevania outside of the Castlevania franchise. I know that's a bit silly to say, but it really is. It is like playing Castlevania, and I really enjoyed playing the game casually. I think the platinum trophy can get a little bit grindy. There are RNG grinds. Some drop rates are sitting at like a 2%, so you'll just need to be kind of mindlessly hacking at the same kind of enemy until the drop spawns. You are expected to get all of the items, weapons. You basically need to 100% the game to get the platinum, and that is really difficult considering the RNG element to it. On top of that, you need to defeat all of the bosses. There's actually I think there's one secret boss as well that can be quite challenging if you're not prepared. And overall, this was it was easy at points. I think in the mid game it got quite easy. The late game though, you need to 100% the map, and if your map completion is sitting at like a 98%, you're just scratching your head where the other rooms are in the map. So you might need to consult a guide for that, like a map guide, see the full version of the map, and diligently scan each kind of segment of the map to see where that missing room is. That was a bit of a headache. I did that, and that was not fun. The overall platinum completion percentage is surprisingly high, guys. For my own experience, I thought this game would be a lot rarer, but I think that just reflects in how committed and dedicated the Castlevania fans are with games like this. The Castlevania likes. So yeah. Overall, It was a great game. I think going for the platinum was a little bit tricky. Don't even get me started on like the cooking recipes. God, that was a bit annoying. And yeah, but overall, it was a good game. If you've got the PS Plus subscription, this game is part of that subscription, and that's how I managed to play it. And yeah, it was a great game. You will later see that I do have the platinum for this game. I basically rinsed this game in a couple of days. So yeah, the next game we've got here is a game called Spiritfarer. Now, this game is quite it's quite an emotional story. The premise is that you are helping spirits cross over to the Everdoor, and that's kind of like an allegory or like a metaphor for uh passing over to the other side. So dying, right? Being at peace with dying is it's quite a heavy subject matter, but the way that it's presented, it's very cutesy, and the characters are quite endearing. You get to see a lot of different kinds of people in the game, and the unfolding stories of these characters can captivate you. I really like the narrative in this game. We are close to finishing the main game, and I think roughly we've got 50, kind of like 40-50% of the trophies. So we're almost there in the platinum. We just need to do kind of like the end game stuff, well, finishing the main story and the end game kind of grind stuff. Yeah, there were moments that you could get teary over, man. There's some characters that are just, yeah, they really tug on your heartstrings, man. Really enjoyable game. Me and Serena are playing it in co-op, and I think that's what's making it really enjoyable. I do ask myself whether I would enjoy playing the game solo, and I'm in two minds with that. I'm not sure if I would enjoy it as much as I am now if I was playing solo. So right now, halfway through the platinum, almost nearing the end of the main story, um, I would say that I'm still really enjoying the game. There are some grindy stuff to be mindful of, and you need to work towards a certain trophy throughout your playthrough. And if you don't get that trophy, then you'll need to start the game again. The playtime, the average playtime is at 35 hours, so it is a bit of a longer game, and I think that's partly due to the end game. We're taking it quite slow at the moment. We're actually nearing the 35-hour mark already, and yeah, so that will take some time to get the platinum. Nevertheless, we are enjoying our experience with the game, especially with like, because the main crux of the game is that when you meet spirits, they get onto your boat, and your boat basically houses a community of spirits, and you have to build them houses and craft stuff, and you can harvest vegetables to feed them, all of that kind of stuff. That part is really fun if you're into that kind of gameplay. If you're not, then this might become a hard recommendation for you. So, yeah, if you're into these kinds of games, I would probably recommend it, even if you're planning to play solo. But if you're in two minds about it, then I would probably recommend it only if you're playing with someone on couch co-op. I know it's a strange kind of condition, but yeah, I think for me at least, that's how I get enjoyment out of this game. And I wouldn't want to fully recommend a game knowing that maybe someone like me might not actually enjoy the game. in the same ways that I might not enjoy it solo. So yeah, so that's Spiritfarer, where halfway through 50, around about 40-50% through it, and you can see that in our next bit here that I've got the platinum for Bloodstained. Going back to Bloodstained briefly, some of these trophies can be really annoying. So complete the item list. That's including all of the weapons, the armor sets, basically everything in the game. You also need to absorb every type of shard, and that's also another enemy drop. If you augment your luck stat, if you increase it, that shouldn't be much of a problem. And also, if you equip luck boosting gear, that will also help. I would say if you're picking up the game, do a background check to see whether or not you would actually enjoy playing the game and have a better understanding of the end game grind, because that kind of took me by surprise how much of a grind this game was. It basically took me so I think completing the game, maybe it took me like 12 hours, and add like another 15 hours or like 12 hours for the end game stuff. So yeah, it's a grind, man. It's a grind. I went back and actually platinumed Metro 2033 Redux. Yes, I only had a few trophies in this game. I was in the middle of doing my first playthrough, and for whatever reason, I just stopped playing. And I regret that. I completed the campaign, and this is a cracking game, man. I can see why people are die hard about the Metro franchise now. It's getting to the point now that I actually want to read the book that the game's based off. Yeah, so it's a post-apocalyptic first-person shooter. Society is living underground in the metros. You traverse through the underground and also on the surface, and you get to see the ruins of a society's past, and those moments were really cool. The surface is swarming with mutants, and they can be really aggressive and almost startling, really. Yeah, like it wasn't designed as jump scares necessarily, but like you could just like turn right and there would just be something charging at you, and I know I'm a fearedy cat when it comes to that, but yeah, like stuff like that really shook me. And I think that's partly because of the soundscape in the game. The sound is great. It's really immersive. If you've got a good pair of headphones, please play this game with headphones. Blacken out your window and just fully immerse yourself in the game, man. It's a really cool game. The only notable trophies that I want to talk about are on the next page. Let's see if I can find them. Yeah, so it's these two here, Wheeler Dealer and Scrooge. These two, you will need to save up enough money to do these trophies. I would probably recommend doing this on your second playthrough. You will naturally need to do 2 playthroughs because you need to complete the game on Spartan mode and on the other mode. Let's see what it's called. Is it like survivor mode? What's it called? So yeah, survival mode. Yeah. So naturally you'll need to complete the game twice anyway. Yeah, I would recommend doing your second playthrough on Spartan as well. I think it'll make your life a little bit easier. Well, actually, you could do Spartan first. Yeah, because Spartan is an easier game mode. And you'll be able to find like more ammo and deal more damage, I'm sure, and or maybe have like more health if you play on on an easier difficulty, that will also help. A lot of the trophies here are killing like enemies with like a certain type of gun, or in a certain way, killing a certain amount of like a certain type of enemy. So it's quite vanilla. It's like a very vanilla trophy list. Another one actually that I want to talk about is this one here: Enlightened finds the truth. This is technically the good ending in the game, or like the secret ending. The game tracks your actions through more, I think it's moral points, and depending on how you carry yourself in the game, you will accrue these points. And I would recommend a guide, because some of the things that you need to do is some of the things are a bit arbitrary, and if you don't have enough points by the end of the game, you won't get the ending, and that means that you'll have to do another, potentially a third playthrough, or like another playthrough, right? So to prevent that, I would say consult a guide and just make sure what the prerequisites are. So yeah, again, like some level specific trophies here. That's another pattern in the trophy list. The collectibles here, I'm pretty sure. I made a blunder when I started my second campaign. I'm sure the diaries reset. I can't remember if they did or not. I know chapter select gets deleted if you do your second playthrough. So let's say you've completed your first playthrough, you've unlocked chapter select, you can go to any level. But if you do new game, you won't have access to that chapter select anymore. That was a little bit annoying. But I can't remember if the diaries were affected as well. I'm sure they were, and that's why I needed to do this as my last trophy. So bear that in mind. Some of the kill stuff ones are really easy actually. So from here, from Kaboom to, I want to say like marksman. Yeah, so all of these trophies here I did in the one mission, right? And that was frontline. There was a lot of human enemies, and you can just restart the checkpoint and grind that area as many times as you like. And I managed to get all of these in one session. Very similar treatment here with Thief. I went to a certain level, and then when I opened the safe box, I just restarted the checkpoint. You can do this in your playthroughs, by the way. You can do this in one playthrough. You can technically do it. But the way that I did it was much easier. And obviously ending off with Blogger, the main collectible trophy, and then the Platinum. We've got some more Spiritfarer trophies. Most of these are for fully improving certain characters' houses. So yeah, there's nothing much to it. It's like improving their houses and decorating them and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Some story related stuff. Yeah. Nothing much to comment really. It's kind of like box standard stuff. Story related, improving characters, all of that kind of stuff. And look at this wall of trophies from Serena. Jeez, yeah. So these past couple of weeks, she's been going ham in this game. Survive 100 days of endurance mode on extreme. What? Like, how did she do that? And she got all of these trophies in that one playthrough. So because she did extreme, the other difficulty related trophies actually popped. So that was, getting them stacked was just amazing, man. Because there were points where I can't remember if it was DLC or like another mode, but I'm pretty sure some of the trophies didn't stack properly, which kind of miffed me. That might have been DLC, or maybe like another scenario. Anyway, regardless. Yeah, so Look at this, man. Finish the new home scenario without passing severe laws. Damn, damn, man. Because this is kind of like the point of the game. You need to resort to using harsh abilities if you want to get to the end of the game. So to ask players not to use that is such a challenge. Yes, she managed to do that, and that was let me just scroll down here. And that was, a 3.05% rarity trophy. Yeah, no, honestly, good stuff. This is probably one of the hardest trophies you can get. The Iron Savior. God, man. Finish the new home scenario with no deaths from cold, hunger, sickness, or overwork on hard. Wow. Wow, nothing more else to say. Like, the game is brutal. It's almost as hard as XCOM 2. And yeah, and if you know that game, then you know how difficult it is. And again, it's a lot of difficulty related stuff, finishing certain scenarios on those specific difficulties. Yeah, the Survivor ones are really impressive, man. Survivor is brutal. So, for Serena to do this is a great achievement, man. Finished the Fall of Winterhome scenario, fully upgrading the Dreadnought. Brilliant. That was really good. This is surprisingly difficult because I'm pretty sure Serena was playing on easy, but even on easy, this was difficult. I'm pretty sure it was this trophy, yeah. And she's recently completed the Fall of Winterhome on hard. She is working on the Survivor difficulty of this. I think she only needs like a couple more trophies for the platinum. So it's totally doable. Yeah. And we'll end off this update, guys, with the pedestrian. Now, unfortunately, this game doesn't actually have a platinum, but we're playing this through the PS Plus subscription that we have. And it's a really interesting puzzle game. You control this little person and you basically bounce between signs, and the camera is basically acts as like one long take. So you're just constantly witnessing the movements of this little character on all of these signs, and it's a puzzle game. So you need to connect signs, and like in the signs there's like different elements like bouncing pads and keys, locked doors, all of that kind of stuff. I will talk more about this game when I eventually complete it. The trophy list, from what I can see, I'm sure I can get all of the trophies by just completing the game. There's no platinum, unfortunately, but this game has been on my radar for a while, and I'm glad that I'm able to play it through the PS Plus subscription. Now, that's it for the monthly trophy update, guys. I hope you enjoyed yourself. For May 2023. Yes, we've almost been doing this for a year, guys. Isn't that crazy? Oh my god, like I've only started last year trophy hunting, and to see the progress that me and Serena are doing on this profile is just great, man. And it's just been a lot of fun. Now, guys, I'll sign you off, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.